Deep in the unforgiving Nevada desert, 250 miles from anything that resembles civilization, sits a town that was supposed to die over a century ago. A town that survived Native American skirmishes, water shortages, claim-jumping lawsuits, a world war, and a catastrophic dynamite explosion. This is Gold Point, Nevada. At its peak, it was a booming, lawless frontier with over 1,000 residents, millions of dollars in the ground, and 13 saloons pouring whiskey to desperate men. Today, it has exactly 7 residents. But here is the craziest part. This town didn't just die once. It died and came back to life 3 different times. And the people who live here today, they say they're always watching. Let's dig into the mystery of America's most stubborn ghost town. Our story actually starts back in 1868, but it wasn't called Gold Point back then. It was called Lime Point. A handful of ranchers and miners stumbled upon an outcropping of limestone and silver ore. They set up a gritty little tent city, but surviving here was a nightmare. Water was practically non-existent. The closest drop of it was a full day's ride by horse and wagon. The nearest major supply town, 250 miles away. Shipping freight cost over $100 a ton, an absolute fortune back then. The miners literally had to haul their raw dirt to the nearby town of Lita just to get it crushed in steam-powered stamp mills. By 1882, the math just didn't make sense. The miners packed up, the tents came down, and Lime Point became a ghost town for the very first time. But the desert was just keeping its secrets warm. Fast forward 20 years to 1905. Just half a mile from the abandoned tents of Lime Point, the Great Western Mine Company strikes it big. And I mean really big. They discovered a massive vein of high-grade silver ore known as horn silver. Suddenly, a feverish stampede of prospectors flooded the desert. Forget tents. By 1908, Horn Silver was a legitimate town. Over 225 wood-frame buildings sprang up from the dust. We're talking a chamber of commerce, a post office, a local newspaper called the Horn Silver Herald, and, because this is the Wild West, 13 separate saloons. You could hop off the train at Ralston, pay $5, and take an auto stage straight into the heart of the action. The town swelled to 1,000 people, but just as quickly as the millions flowed in, human greed tore it apart. In 1909, just as the town was peaking, massive lawsuits broke out over claim jumping, miners stealing each other's land. The courts tied up the mines, the inefficient mills bled money, and almost overnight, the town died. Again, for the second time, the desert took back the land. For over a decade, Horn Silver sat rotting. A few people tried to revive it, including Charles Stoneham, the owner of the New York Giants baseball team, who bought the Great Western Mine in 1922. But the real miracle happened in 1927. A miner named J.W. Dunphy went down into the old silver shafts to poke around. And he didn't find silver, he found gold, and lots of it. Suddenly, silver was out and gold was in. To rebrand the town and attract fresh investors, they officially changed the name to Gold Point. While the rest of America was plunging into the Great Depression in the 1930s, Gold Point was having the best years of its life. Gold prices shot up from $20 to $35 an ounce. But Gold Point just couldn't catch a break. Because in 1941, the United States entered World War II. the government issued War Order L-208, effectively shutting down all non-essential gold mines. The miners dropped their pickaxes, picked up rifles, and went to war. Gold Point was dead for the third time. After the war, a few stubborn miners returned. Because the mines in Nevada were bone dry, they didn't flood and rot like the mines in California. But the final nail in the coffin came in the 1960s. Deep down at the 1,000-foot level of the Dunphy shaft, a dynamite charge went horribly wrong. A massive cave-in crushed the ceiling. Fixing it would cost more than the gold was worth. They turned off the lights, locked the doors, and walked away forever. If it weren't for two people, Gold Point would have blown away in the wind. Enter Ora Mae Wiley and her husband, State Senator Harry Wiley. They ran the general store, the gas station, and the post office. While everyone else abandoned ship, Ora Mae stayed until she passed away in 1980 at the age of 83. They acted as the guardians of Gold Point, keeping the vandals away and preserving the history. Which brings us to today. Remember how I said the population is 7? A new generation of history lovers, led by folks like Walt Crimmen, stepped in to save the town. Since the late 70s, they've been restoring the old saloons, the post office, and the cabins. Today, Gold Point is a living museum. You can actually visit, rent a cabin, and walk the same streets the miners did in 1908. But here's the golden rule if you visit: do not steal anything. The locals have a saying: when you visit Gold Point, you may not see anyone, but rest assured, they are watching you. Gold Point is a monument to human stubbornness. It's a town that was starved of water, sued into oblivion, shut down by the U.S. government, and blown up by dynamite. And yet, the buildings still stand. If you love this deep dive into America's most stubborn ghost town, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Would you spend a night in a town with 7 residents and 100 years of ghosts? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.